Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're back with the season opener for round 18. We are live from Circuit de Sainte Croix A. So it's an enduro for you guys tonight, a full 50 minutes of slogging around this awkward track. It's a love-hate track. I don't mind the Sainte Croix. I don't know if I've driven this version. Possibly have, but maybe only once or twice. But I don't mind the Sainte Croix. They're quite wide, quite open. Some sweeping corners, some tight corners. This looks pretty much all tight corners on this one. So the boys are just out for practice. Only 12 out of this. Sorry, 11, including 12, including myself. So 11 drivers. We've got VQS Dawson, who I'm actually going to call SneakQS Dawson. He's managed to blag his way into this league, and I think he's on his way to blag his way into the minis on Monday nights. He did pop up in the chat saying he had actually sort of forgotten about the minis and he still wants in, but whether there's room I don't know. But yeah, he might have snuck his way into both of these leagues. Or VQS Dawson. So SneakQS Dawson's sitting in tonight for people on holiday or stuck at work or things like that. So settings just being changed for qualifying. Burnt Fry's in the house. Evening, Burnt Fry. How you doing, buddy? Let's get rid of that off the screen for you lot. Hey up. If you're wondering why I cried out in pain, that's because my lighter's just electrocuted me. That's the way it is. So, qualifying has just started. Let's just nip over and see who's in the house. There's obviously myself, Darksmoka, Pot, lobby host, and kind of setter-upper of these leagues, along with Chris Cutler. I've got MRC Dangly Ball from last season, MRC Bobby from last season, Diablo from last season. Might remember to set his alarm. Surfer, evening mate, how you doing? I'm good, thanks. MRC Buddy from last season. We've got a new driver, IGTSH Nikolaidis. So IGTSH is Independent GT Sports Hungary, I think, something like that. So yes, new driver for the. I'm not sure if I don't think he was in Pro Ams last season. So new driver to this league this season. TNR Philo from last season. Pav from last season. We've got G Marge as well. Also looking like he's from the IGTSH team as well. Got Next Gen Burnt Fry 699. So promoted from Pro Ams last season after winning actually, and then taken Race of Winners a couple of weeks ago, winning that outright as well. So big shout out to Burnt Fry. Let's see how he gets on this season. And VQS Dawson, or SneakQS Dawson as I say, working his way into this league, sitting in for some of the people away on holiday or at work. So we are actually sponsored tonight. Team Oliver Racing have sponsored this league, so big shout out to the boys, Mike and Stuart over there for that. Appreciated. We've also got XI Energy Drinks, Joyce Designs. Is it TOR? Someone else? It's TOR. I'll come back to that. I need to remember who they are, because oh my god, they're going to be miles away. We'll come back to that. Sponsors, but definitely TOR, definitely XI, Joyce Designs, and some others. Burnt Fry, help me out. Stop qualifying and help me out. Anyway, let's get on track. Let's go see what's going on. So, long laps these. Pot lobby host. So, I don't know whether anyone saw, he did a car reveal a couple of days ago. It's a great big epic montage put together by Chrissy Raz. It's really good to see. A lot of effort goes into some of these lobbies. The amount of time people spend on liveries and videos and photos and things like that. So it's a good homage to the people setting it up, i.e. Pot and Chris Cutler, that people want to put that kind of effort in. Just the little things. It doesn't cost anyone, you know. They're doing it for free. Right, let's get gubbins on. onto the hot laps already. Baggy, evening mate, how you doing? I'm still looking for sponsors, don't worry. I'm still looking for sponsors. I know they're going to be 50 million miles away. Actually, 2 lobbies running tonight. We've got the pros you're watching live with me, Darksmoka, and we've got the Pro-Ams this season being covered by Ghost Realm Gaming, so go and check him out on YouTube. He's running coverage of the Pro-Ams. I'm not too sure of driver listing in Pro-Ams. So TNR Philo, he's rolling around in the BMW, wide, rolling around in the BMW this season. MRC Bobby not far behind him, he's chosen the R8 in the graffiti livery. Oh, nice Darksmoka sticker on the rear bumper there, thank you. There we go, we can have a look at Bob's car. He's got all the sponsors, I think, splashed over his car somewhere, if we can pick him out. DAE, David Appleby Engineering, Next Gen Racing, Joyce Designs, Thrustmaster XI, GT Amiga, I'm sure with TR8 as well, or someone else like that. He's also rocking a CJW Racing sticker as well, good lad. Bob's got them all. So Diablo also going for a BMW this season. The driver's not allowed to choose the same car as last season. That's one of the stipulations. Oh, also another great new Darksmoka sticker on the back of his car, thank you. He's got flames down the side as Diablo is looking to set the league on fire this season. It's not quite flames. Another Audi for PAV 46. So not a popular car last season. A lot of guys picking it and then not liking it. VQS Dawson, he's in the Z4. This was a popular choice last season. Very stable. Didn't do too bad on tyres and fuel. I think Bob and Potter both drove this car. MRC Bobby and Potter McPott. There's 1 or 2 other drivers as well. But yes, it was a very popular car last season. So IGTSH. Oh, clipping the wall there in the McLaren. That's not going to do his lap times any good. So yes, it is a 15 minutes quali into a 50-minute enduro tonight. Or have they got 20 minutes? They might have 20 minutes quali because of the length of the track. I believe I saw 15 minutes earlier on the group chat, and in the list of rules that old Potter McPott chucked out. Purple sectors from Dangley Ball though. Looking confident in the Renault. We'll flick back through. We've got G Marge in the Mercedes AMG, also a popular choice last season. A lot of drivers choosing the Mercedes, quite a heavy car, yes, very stable. So the McLaren of Nicolaitis just coming into the pits after his off-track action. Another R8 from MRC Buddy. That's gone for the shiny livery again this season. VQS Dawson we've already spoken about. Right, let's go and have a look at lap times. Looks like everyone's got round. Potter McPott actually at the minute holding top spot with a 3 minutes .3. Also sticking in more purple sectors out on a set of racing softs. Just under 3 quarters of a tank for Potter. Yeah, so it is a 15 minutes quali then. I think, oh no, sorry, that counter's counting up, not down. VQS Dawson has just taken, oh, he has taken top spot, but he's left and come back, so we can't see his time. What is it, 3.95 ahead of Potter. So he's done a 250, he's done a 259. Philo in third currently with a 3016. Buddy 4301.9. Marge in fifth with a 3021. Dagley Ball currently 63024. So it was putting in purple sectors when we came to him. Bobby in seventh. Great, another driver. Chrome Dix is in, although he won't be able to join qualifying now. Oh, it's an open quali, isn't it? So yes, he should be able to get in. MRC Bobby then 302.9. Pav 46 just being pushed down to 9th actually. 303.0. Was that Burnt Fry chucked himself into 7th? Why can't I see your lap times, Burnt Fry? Nothing on the board. It's not even. It says outlap above his car, but his time is not ticking over. MRC Bobby in 8th, then Pav 9th, Diablo 10th currently, 3:10.6, so Diablo not getting on well. Nicolaides, after his collision into the wall, as fast as 3:31.4. Nicholas Dawson chucked himself in the pits. If he comes back out, he should retain his pole. 2:59.976 is what he's put in. I should have looked down there earlier. That's fastest lap so far. Potomac Pot then coming in for fresh set of tyres. Also, great big darksmoka sticker on the rear wing of that car. Cheers, Potter. So they are only allowed to use 3 sets of tyres. They can pit as many times as they like. There's no pit window in the Enduros. They can come in as and when, but they are only allowed to use 3 sets of tyres. 1 set of each, racing softs, racing mediums, racing hards. See how they get on. It's a 50-minute. It's a little bit of an awkward track. Let's find out. Let's find a driver coming across the line somewhere. We'll go for a bit of a lap. Okay, let's go on board with Nicolaides then. So down the start finish straight into an almost 90 degree, it is 90 degree right-hander. Sweeping there, you can keep it rolling through here. Running out wide to the left up the hill. It's only a slight incline. Cutting the apex. Hard on the brakes into the left-hander. Again, 90 degree turn. Heading into another 90. He's running a bit wide there. Nicolaides lost a bit of time. He was putting in a purple sector as well, but lost a bit of time on that grass. So through the little left kink, down towards 2 more 90 degree turns. So there's turn 1 into turn 2, this little section. Hard on the power down this straight, and then into another 90 degree left-hander. Hard on the brakes at the 100 mark, cutting that apex nicely. Got to be careful there, sand on the outside. Lose loads of time, possibly spin that car up. These rear-wheel drive GT3s don't like the off-road action so much. Oh, Nicolaides just showing us exactly why. Got no grip on the grass. So another 90 degree long open right, and then into the longest straight of the game, of the racetrack today. Slight kink to the right coming up. Keep it flat through here though. On the brakes, through the little left-hander into the right. Down towards an almost hairpin now. Let's see how Nicolaides gets on here. Brakes just after the 100 mark. Catches that apex nicely. Tail happy a little bit on the way out, so into the next left-hand 90 degree up. So as you can see, it's quite a wide track. This corner catches a lot of drivers out. There's a little bit of a bump just as you enter the bridge section. If you're not ready for it, it'll throw the back end of the car out. So across the bridge, down to the little right-left kink. So hard on the brakes. Down into second gear. Through the second part of this corner, cutting that corner nicely. Got to be careful not to smash into that wall on the exit. Done it myself. And then around this long sweeping right-hander. Keeping it flat in fourth through there is Nicolaides. Into this left-hand 90 degree turn. Oh, just getting that entrance into that a little bit wrong. Heading down towards the final turn of the circuit. 90-degree turn, a lot of 90s on this one. There's several variations of the Sainte Croix circuit, this being one of 3, plus you can run it in reverse. So he comes back across the line. What does he stick in? Puts himself into 6 with the 3:02.4 for Nicolaitis. Let's go and have a look through the field. VQS Dawson still holding that top fastest lap, 1:59.9. He needs to get himself back out on track though pretty damn soon. We are almost out of quali time, 14 minutes. So VQS Dawson needs to think about getting himself out of the pits. Through the first sector at least, otherwise he's going to lose that qualifying time. He might end up at the back of the grid. So it's currently sat with Potter with his 3:03 on lap 2. You can see even in that 15 minutes quali he's only managed to get 3 laps in. I don't think he'll finish this one. Just 10 seconds remaining of qualifying. VQS Dawson, where is he? He's still in the pits. He's possibly going to miss out on that top spot if he doesn't get himself out of the pits. Potter McPot might take it. TNR Philo possibly second. I don't know whether Potter McPot's going to finish this lap and then start. Ah well. Bailey's a fresh voice, they want to hear him, that's what it is. So yeah, it does look like Potter McPot is going to finish this lap and then start the race. Philo's gone quicker though. Philo's put in a 2:59.985. He's picked up a shed load of damage though in the process. Let's see what Potter McPot can do. VQS Dawson still sitting in the pits, unless because he's sitting in, I wonder if he's so Potter McPot goes quicker again, 2:59.680 takes that pole position. So if VQS Dawson is sitting in for people, he might have just relinquished that time there to start at the back of the pack, so it doesn't interfere with points and things like that, or qualifying positions if he's not going to be in every week. So yeah, it does look like Potter McPot's about to start this one. So it's Potter in first, Philo second, Bobby third, G Marge up into fourth, 3:02.1, Marcy Daniel Ball fifth, 3:02.4, Nicolaitis sixth, 3:02.4 as well, Burnt Fry seventh. Look at that for a darksmoka sticker down the side of his car, I like that Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry in seventh, oops, drifting it. Pav just chucked himself into, what's going on here? People swapping over. Pav in 7th, no lap times. Diablo in 8th, again he's left and come back. VQS Dawson has come back out of the pits, he's in 9th. Nicolaitis 10th and MRC Buddy 11th. Oh, we're having a 5-minute break I think. Just letting people get set up before they actually start this race. It is a 50-minute, it is quite exhausting after 50 minutes of racing, especially if it's bumper to bumper action between some of the drivers. So VQS Dawson, unless Potter's going to set the grid by hand, I don't know, I'm not so sure what's happening with VQS Dawson's time, or SneakyQS Dawson as I'm calling him, I've forgotten about that. So that puts Philo down into third then with his 2:59.985. So quite a varied selection of cars. A few Audi R8s, a couple of Beamers. VQS Dawson trying to destroy Burnt Fry. Burnt Fry trying to destroy his tyres. It's always Burnt Fry. Burnt Fry or Bobby. Where's Bob? Oh, Bob's being respectful. What's going on, Bob? Just burn fly the lunatic, look. And MRC, buddy. Alright. It's not just you then, burnt fly. I'll give you that. See how this little Renault gets on tonight. Not seen that in the lobby so far, I don't think. VQS Dawson practicing his handbrakes. Yeah, so a few more minutes then till we actually start the race. Just allow people to get drinks or whatever, get themselves a toilet break before the race starts. Start then, but obviously not. Where's Philo gone? Philo, where have you gone? Yo, Bob! How you doing, brother? Don't pay attention to the stream. Get on with your racing. There he is. Put your brakes on. There you go. So qualifying finished. I think most of the drivers, especially Burnt Fried, figured that out. There he is, look. Comes into the screen backwards. Good lad. So he does come with a clause, does Burnt Fry. He's picked up a little bit of a name. He's picked up a little bit of a name for himself as being a bit of a rammer in certain situations. I think he's got better, but yeah, once or twice people have said, "Oh, I got burnt fried," so that's the new one. If people get punted by him, they've been burnt fried. Don't let me forget it, people. Ah, Philo's back. That's good. That's good. I thought we'd lost him for a second. So, we've just got 11. Yeah, looks like it. Potter saw the grid out in a second. He might just be doing that now. Has put a sneaky lap in, is that what Bob's just said? Put himself up the grid order a little bit. Yeah. So NRC Buddy still having a couple of practice laps. That's I don't mind. I don't think Potter minds if you get a couple more practice laps in, as long as you don't start setting faster times after the qualifying time is finished. That would be a little bit naughty. So it'll be interesting to see how these Hungarian guys get on in the new season. Marge actually holding a lot of damage. Damage is set on heavy in these races, which does mean if they pick up damage, it's a trip to the pits for them. And they have to get that repaired. So in some of the lobbies that I commentate on, the damage is on light, so give it 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, the damage repairs itself. But in these lobbies, you get smoshed, you have a slow lap back to the pits. Quick as well, he's done a faster lap. No, it's not, it's Potomac Pot who's actually left the lobby while he sets up the grid order. That's why we can't see him. So not many drivers having practice starts actually. I'm quite surprised about that. Trying to get those starts dialed would be the thing I'd be looking at doing right about now. Trying to stop that wheel spin. Nobody practicing, that's surprising. These GT3s do sound good. Hoping to get myself to the GT3s at Donington next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. But I don't know, we were supposed to go Donington this weekend, but BTCC banned spectators. Myself, Potomac Pot, MRC Bobby, a couple of the others had tickets. And yeah, 2 days before the event, sorry, no spectators. So, we're hoping, here we go, we're into the race then. Yeah, we're hoping that the GT3s, the lockdown lifted a little bit, we can get ourselves to see some proper racing. See some proper racing tonight in these GR3s. Let's see how they get on. Race 1, Season 18. Next Gen team versus team. So we've got IGTSH, we've got Next Gen, we've got SimFX, MRC, and have we got Charlatan Race Team? I've not seen any of the Charlatan boys in here. So let's wait for the lights to go. And they're away. It's a good start. No false starts, a little bit of contact behind. Let's see how they get on into turn 1. Potomac Pot losing first place. VQS Dawson getting away in the Z4 really well, taking that top spot from Potter. MRC Buddy also having a great start, looking to 3rd. Big All 4th. GTS Gr3 in 5th. Bobby in 6th. He's just about to be undertaken. No, not quite. He's kept that position. Pav 46 is looking a little bit dangerous into that turn. Pav Kobe in 7th. Bernfry in 8th. Philo 9th. Margin in 10th. So Philo having a really poor start. 9th. Margin 10th. And Diablo at the back of the pack in 11th. Right. Potomac Pot still trying to chase down VQS Dawson, although MRC Buddy has just got past him. Potomac Pot going a little bit wide on that turn, and that's allowed Buddy through. Potomac Pot's now got to hang on to the coattails of Buddy, try and get past him and chase down VQS Dawson in front. A little bit twitchy in the BMW. Potomac Pot's just on that turn there. This car was, if I remember rightly, was quite twitchy last season. The BMWs weren't. They seem to get better as they wear the tyres out a little bit. So the first lap or so, I mean, it'll be the first lap at this race because they're so long, they do seem a little bit loose. These are the mediums where they almost need a little bit of wear on their tyres to stabilise them a little bit. I noticed last week, oh, who's that in the background? There's someone into the wall. It's Philo. I'm not sure what happened there, but I just saw him go torpedoing off track into the wall. Let's hope he wasn't burnt fried. I'm not too sure what happened there. It's quite a long straight. It's only a, well, maybe he just misjudged the turn. Not too sure. He's picked up a lot of damage though. He's only halfway around this circuit. He's got transmission damage and front end damage, so he'll have to get that repaired. And he's going to be a long way off the pack when he rejoins the race. So in the meantime, VQS Dawson pulled a second over Buddy in 2nd place. It's just a flick through the tyres, so mediums for Dawson, mediums for MRC Buddy in 2nd, mediums for Potter in 3rd, Nicolaitis on the mediums in 4th, Daniel Ball in 5th, also on the mediums, Pav 46 again, going for a set of mediums. Fry, he is, sorry, that's Bobby. That is Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry 7th, he's on the mediums. Diablo's on mediums. Bobby's gone for a set of hards, got a bit of damage on the front end as Bob. A little bit off the pack in front. Got Marge on the racing softs. He's also looks like he's been into a wall somewhere. He's picked up a lot of damage. He's just round the corner from the pits though. There's Philo just coming down this final straight. Right. Back up to the front. VQS Dawson still got that second lead. Potomac Pot challenging again for second place. Piling that pressure on MRC Buddy. MRC Buddy just getting a little bit loose in the R8. Yeah, that car was a little bit unstable last year as well. Sorry, last season. The season before, I believe. Doesn't seem to be any better. Some updates maybe. Potomac Pot all over the tailpipes of MRC Buddy for that second place. Hoping to put enough pressure on him into a mistake, maybe. Worry about the purple sectors. Every driver in the lobby will be putting in purple sectors. MRC Buddy then losing the tail of that Audi. Potter to make a little bit of a challenge, but nowhere to go for him. MRC Buddy was able to regain control of that. This is just allowing VQS Dawson to disappear down the road. He's already gained another 0.8 of a second over second place MRC Buddy with this battling. Potomac Pot and Buddy almost side by side down here. Potomac Pot still unable to get past, so does he go for a late lunge? Still unable to do it, backs off, tucks himself back into the slipstream. Oh, Buddy's run himself wide. Does that give Potter the advantage? Not quite. Maybe on a longer straight that would have helped, but Buddy's picked up a penalty. That might well put an advantage, although he's got the inside line through that turn. He will have the outside line through here, but he does allow Potter to go through, take that second place. And in front, VQS Dawson also picked up half a second penalty. That may allow Potter to close that gap as well. Brought it down to 1.3. So Buddy in third then. He's got 1.8 second gap back to fourth place. Pav's managed to get himself past Nicolaitis. Just picking up a penalty. He's just dropped that though, so he can get back up to full race pace now. Nicolaitis in fifth. Burnt Fry sixth. Oh, getting a bit squirrely in the Lexus. He's kept it in a straight line. I am liking your livery this season, Burnt Fry. Liking the choice of colours and design, to be honest. So sitting in sixth for Burnt Fry, Daniel Ball 7th. His livery not burning my eye sockets out this season either, thank you. Diablo in 8th, 1.2 seconds back, also in another BMW. So he missed a couple of rounds last season. So he sets his alarm this season. He does actually race from Australia, gets up with the crack of dawn to race with us idiots over in the UK. So Bobby, after picking up that damage, he's down in 9th. He is on the racing hards though, so he's going to be slower than these drivers, especially around these awkward 90-degree turns. He's got Marge 6.3 seconds back after his damage. He's been in the pits, had that repaired. And TNR Philo, unfortunately, because he was so far back, he's now 20 seconds off the back of Marge. He's 50 seconds almost off first place Dawson. A lot of work to do for Philo then in this Enduro. But VQS Dawson in the meantime, he's dropped his penalty, but he has lost a lot of time to Potomac Pot. There's only 1.1 in it. Potomac Pot will be inside the slipstream realm any second. He might even already been in. So into lap 3 then. Time through those turns. Get a bit wow. So still 1.2 between Potter and Dawson. But they've both gained a lot of time over MRC Buddy. 3.3 seconds gap between Potter and Buddy. That's around half 46, is less than a second back. Still got Nicolaitis for company though in the McLaren. Croix closed that gap up as well. So Lexus looking pretty stable. Closing that gap up on Nicolaitis pretty damn quick actually. Pav getting it wrong. Is that going to allow Nicolaitis past? No, again these short little runs down to these turns, not allowing the drivers to gain much benefit. So on board with Croix, looking to chase down Nicolaitis. Down this bridge section, you can see him closing the gap. Lexus looking really good down here. Backs out before this right-hander. To the left. Whoa, MRC Buddy's got it all wrong, so he goes from third. He's down in sixth at the minute. He may lose one or two more places before he gets himself straight. So Pav up into third, then Nicolaitis fourth, Croix now fifth. Closes up on the braking, nearly Croix Nicolaitis. So he does try and brake at his normal braking point, and he kind of forgets the cars are in front. I think that's the premise with Croix. Closing in and braking again. Needs to stick with him around this final turn, try and get the run on him down the start finish straight. That's a great run by Croix. Sticking the slipstream. Whether it's got the straight. Oh, it has. It has. Croix sweeping past Nicolaitis then. I'm not sure whether Nicolaitis was just dropping his penalty there. Maybe a little bit of an excessive move. Croix seemed to sweep straight past. Gained half a second as Croix. It's up into fourth. Let's go see what's happening up front. VQS Dawson still leading. Potter McPotts less than a second between these two. Racing mediums on both of these cars looking pretty good at the minute. Just over half a tank each. VQS Dawson actually doing slightly better on fuel. The Z4 does seem to be quite good on tyres and fuel. That up last season. Looks like he's rocking MRC Bobby's old livery from last season as well. So Potter McPotts still a second back. Sneaky West Dawson, sorry, Sneaky West Dawson. He's a quick guy. As you can see, Potter McPotts, if you've watched last season, another quick guy. To close that gap down as fast as he'd like on VQS Dawson in front. But he has got fastest lap of the race so far, 3:01.7. Then up into third, Croix fourth, Nicolaitis now 1.4 seconds back from Croix, so lost a lot of time through there. Ball almost 5 seconds back in sixth position. Diablo now 7th, 1.2 seconds back. A little bit of a penalty to drop. Buddy, after we saw him spinning round, he's back on track in 8th position, 2.5 back from Diablo. He's got a lot of rear on the, a lot of wear on the rear tyres of that Audi. Possibly spinning the rears up, trying to get it pointed in a straight line. That won't be helping him some of these 90-degree turns. So 9th position Marge, he picked up damage early on, 11.8 seconds back from Buddy. Bobby then, he's dropped the hards, he's out on the mediums. Brings it back out on track in 10th position, so he'll have the soft tyres left to play with at the end. Philo, after all that damage, he's in 11th, so still on those mediums. 6 seconds back off Bob. Just a little bit more time to top spots of VQS Dawson. It was 48 last time we checked, it's now 51 seconds, so another 3 seconds he's lost to these top drivers. Potter McPott still got that second. VQS Dawson doing a good job, keeping that gap consistent, not allowing Potter McPott to close the gap, make any moves on him. A bit wide, he's going to lose a a tiny bit of time. He's kept it smooth enough though, he's not actually lost a lot of time at all. Maybe a little tiny bit of grass on the tyres helps. A few thou back on VQS Dawson through there. He's got it down to less than a second again. Potter, he will be right in the slipstream range now. But the Z4 will be slightly more sprightly around these turns. Potter doing a good job, even in the bigger car, to keep that gap consistent, actually closing it in on VQS Dawson. Forward with VQS Dawson, back at Potter and Pot, 0.6 of a second, so they're closing in as well. Slipstream coming into effect and closing in with the braking. Pot not running himself wide there, getting the braking point right, coming into that turn even with the slipstream. Dixon Durgers, go IGTS, go Nicolaitis. Yeah, they're not doing bad. Nicolaitis in 5th. As your mate. Let's go and find him. Where's he gone? Marge as well, G Marge, I assume he's at IGTSH as well. So yeah, big shout out to the IGTSH team from Dixon Durgers. And let's just keep our eye on this battle up front. VQS Dawson, the gap now less than half a second, just extending back over. Pot piling the pressure on VQS Dawson then. Just taking little nibbles out of that time every corner. So very similar on tyre wear. I would assume they will come in at the same lap because I think VQS Dawson won't be holding enough fuel to do an extra lap more than Potter, not the length of these tracks. Not without doing some fuel saving and possibly losing a lot of time. So Pot just losing a 10th through there, but pulls it back down this start-finish straight. So the gap back down to less than half a second. Unable to make a move into turn 1. Right on VQS Dawson's rear bumper though. Dawson's running a tiny bit wide. Cheers Dixon. Dawson again, yeah. Potter McPot then, all over the rear end of VQS Dawson, trying to get past him. Or will we see Potter McPot just sit in the slipstream with VQS Dawson, let him do all the work? Potter McPot doesn't like to race like that though, he likes to get out front and see you later if he can. So whether we'll be able to do that with VQS Dawson, SneakyQS Dawson, sorry I keep forgetting. Great racing here between Potter and Dawson. Bumper to bumper action around some of these naughty 90-degree turns. No contact, Potter but Pot then going for a move into turn. Is that 6 down the inside? Then Potter gets the move done up into first place for Potter. Great bit of driving for Potter. Took him an awful long time. Closed the gap up over a lap or so. VQS Dawson comes back at him though down the inside. Unable to do it. Potter but Pot holds onto it. So can Potter and Pot now drop Dawson? Dawson's now got the slipstream effect. We've got a long straight here as well. VQS Dawson might be able to pull a move before the end of this straight. Can Potter drop the toe? Going up to this little king. VQS Dawson's going to have to stick where he is, I think. Yep, Potter McPot holds onto it. Both drivers keeping it off the grass there. So still nothing in it, less than half a second between these two. Potter drifting his BMW through there, that might lose him a bit of time. It's a short run down to this little turn though, so he keeps that position. VQS Dawson in second, 10.2 seconds, 10.3 seconds back is Pav 46. He's still got Burnt Fry for company. These have managed to drop Nicolaitis a little bit. He's now 3.5 seconds back. Quite a bit of wear on those mediums as well. He's rolling on in the McLaren. So Dangly Ball 6th. Still got Diablo for company, 1.3 seconds back. Been a rear end damage as well. Is that a driver? Hopefully that's not a driver skidding off track. No, I think it's just MRC Buddy getting a bit hot in the corner. Or maybe losing his rear end, looking at those mediums. So he did have a bit of off-track action, spun himself round. Lost a few positions. I think he was 5th down into 8th. He might have been 4th. Might have been mid-3rd, Buddy. I think he was 3rd. Bit of a shame. So, G Marge 21, he's 5.9 back from Buddy still. Still got 15.6 over Bobby. So Bobby rolled around on the hards in the first stint. Everyone else pretty much came out on the mediums. Nice. We'll go and have a look in a minute, Dixon. So he's a little bit off the pace at the minute, but he's now out on the mediums. He's got the softs to play with. Philo, after a lot of damage, now only 4.4 back from Bob. Still rolling on those mediums. So Burnt Fry in the pits now. From battling out from 4th with Pav. He's chucked himself in the pits early. Potomac Pot still trying to fend off VQS Dawson. A little bit of rear end damage on Potter's car. Tail happy through there as well. Again, these short little runs down to these 90-degree turns is not allowing VQS Dawson to make his move. He needs a bit of a longer straight. Potomac Pot just looking to eke out a little 10th here and there. Let's just have a quick flick over to IGTSH Nicolaides livery, done by the man himself, Dixon Dergers. There it is. Pretty cool. Right, back to the battle up front. Potomac Pot almost got half a second over Dawson. Dawson's still in that slipstream range though. So the long straight here. Again, don't think Dawson's going to be close enough before they come to this turn. No, again just has to settle for second. Potomac Pot almost running it off track there through that turn. Still nowhere for VQS Dawson to go. On board with VQS Dawson, then chasing down Potomac Pot. Let's have a look through some of these naughty 90 degrees onto the bridge. A little bit of a kink, as I say, a little bit of a hollow as you hit the bridge. If you're not ready for it, it can unsettle the car. So Potomac Pot's M6 does seem to have a lot of pulling power down here compared to the Z4. Left, right, sorry, right, left, through this long sweeping right. How's the grip levels? So holding it out to the left before cutting it over to the right, hitting that apex. Big, long sweeping right, down into a 90-degree left-hander. Again, very easy to get this one wrong and run it out wide into that barrier. So VQS Dawson got the gap down to 1/4 of a second. Closing down here, maybe under braking into this final turn. Can he get Potomac Pot down the start-finish straight? Will one of these drivers chuck themselves in the pits? Potomac Pot does. Into the pits for Potter. VQS Dawson gains the lead of the race. So Pav also in, Potter still in second. IGTS Nicolaides also in the pits now. Ball down this final turn. Will he come in? He will. He's out of fuel. He won't be able to do another lap. So you may see most of the drivers come in. Well, Diablo's stopped out, so he's got a bit of fuel left on board actually. Burnt Fry stopped earlier. He's now out on the racing hards. Looks like he took on board a full tank. So VQS Dawson stopped out then. He was holding a bit more fuel than Potter. Potter just decided to come in and get rid of those medium tyres, those stick the hards on, get those out of the way. So coming up to the halfway mark of this Enduro, Dawson and Potomac Pot have been fighting it out since the beginning of the race. The MRC Buddy was involved a little bit, and then spinning round and way off the pace now. He's down in 8th. He might be a little bit further up when the pits all sort themselves out. So VQS Dawson currently got that 20.1 second lead, but he has yet to pit. So we'll see how this benefits Potter McPotts. So he stopped a couple of laps earlier than VQS Dawson. Dawson yet to stop. He's come out on the hards, 3/4 of a tank. Will he get through that full tank before blowing those hards out? Will he just do a few laps and blow them out? I forget how many laps a set of softs will do. He's actually putting a little bit of time back on VQS Dawson, 19.7 seconds. Even on the hard tyre. VQS on those worn mediums. So he's got just under a 1/4 of a tank. He's lost a bit of time over those laps, so his lap 4 was 3:01, then it was a 3:02, 3:04 and 3:05. So Potter may or may not be able to close that gap up a little bit when VQS comes in. Whether he retains the lead or not, will yet to be seen. So Pav into 3rd then with the hards as well. Nicolaitis 4th. So what's happened to Burnfry? He was battling it out with Pav for 4th position. Came in the pits a little bit early. Stuck on the hards, possibly losing a bit of time on those laps. Yeah, 3:09 for his fast lap on a set of hards. So that's brought him out in 6th. Diablo's still out on those beaten up mediums though. Absolutely no fuel on board, so he'll be out of the picture in a second. Burnfry up into 5th position. He's got to try and chase down Nicolaitis, get back into that fight with Pav. So still almost 20 seconds between Potter and Dawson. Diablo now in the pits. So Potter not doing too bad on the hards. So we do hit that halfway mark. So quick run through the order. So VQS Dawson then out in front, 19.8 second lead over Potter McPott, but yet to stop. Potter McPott in 2nd. He's out on a fresh set of racing hards. Taking on, he took on 3/4 of a tank of fuel as well. Pav 46 also out on a fresh set of hards. Took on a little bit less fuel. Nicolaitis in 4th. He's taken the softs for his 2nd stint. He is putting in purple sectors now, as to be expected. The only driver to be running the soft tyres so far in the actual race. So Burnfry gains his 5th position through. Oh, Diablo pitting. He's run himself wide through there. To the sand pit, and that was the very sand pit I was talking about. In fact, if you run wide there, you're going to lose a lot of time, and he has done. He's got MRC Bobby closing up fast now. So Burnfry out on the racing hards, just under 3/4 of a tank. Bobby now 5.1 seconds back, so he took on the mediums, came out on the hards, took on the mediums. Currently sitting in 6th. He's got the soft tyre left to play with. He's holding 1/4 of a tank of fuel. Whether his Audi holds out on those tyres with that amount of fuel is yet to be seen. So Dagny Ball also out on the soft tyre. See how he gets on in those. Buddy, he's gone for the hards. Yeah, so he is sitting in 8th. There's a little bit of off-track action. Margin 9, damage repaired. Fresh set of racing hards. Diablo, he's come out on the hards as well for his 2nd stint, currently sitting in 10th. Velo still 9 seconds back after damage in lap 1. Halfway round the 1st lap. Torpedo into a wall. I think it was this corner here, possibly this very corner. Or it may have been the next one. Oh no, sorry, it was the Little King just at the end of that long straight previous to these couple of corners. That's where he got it wrong. So Dawson in the pits now. Where does that put Potter McPot? Exploring those track limits, Potter trying to take the paint off his wing mirrors. I think he'll grab the wings first, looking at that car. So Dawson out the pits, way ahead of Potter. He's taken on a lot less fuel than Potter, so he's not going to be running these hards for very long at all. He's going to get him on and off, so he's gained about 7 seconds, maybe more, no, in fact more than that. Overall, he's gained about 9 seconds. Potter was a second in front, half a second in front. Now VQS Dawson is up front, 8 second lead over Potter McPot. Both drivers on the hards, so they'll be battling it out on the soft tyres come the end of this race. Nicolaitis up into third. What's happened to Pav? Pav possibly getting it a little bit wrong on the hards. No damage on his car, so it doesn't look like he's been off track. So that promotes IGTSH Nicolaitis into third position, with Dixon's livery, of course. So Bernd Fry still holds fifth. He's now 15.4 seconds back though. A lot of work for Bernd Fry to do. Again, he's out on those hard tyres. Bobby's closed that gap up a little bit on him as well. 4.3 seconds now the gap. You can see Bernd Fry just in front there. Big balls, only 2.7 back. Oh, in the background, Buddy's got that turn wrong. He's fired himself into the wall. He's picked up no damage though, very lucky. So just not quite getting on with those hards in the first lap or two. Your fault. Bernd Fry ended up in the kitty litter. What did you do? Come in and slap him around the head or something? So Buddy in 8th then, but now under all sorts of pressure from Marge. Which was off track action, that's allowed Marge and Diablo to close back up on him. Can Buddy retain that 8th position? So Marge in the slipstream as well. Again, Diablo just outside that slipstream range, I think. Oh, nearly losing the tail end of his BMW as well, did Diablo. That's lost him a lot of time. Oh, and Marge as well. So the racing hard's proving to be a handful in these rear wheel drives. Let's go and have a look. How's Potter McPot able to close that gap up? He's pulled a 10th back. So Dawson still leads, Potter McPot second. Nicolaitis in third, 9.4 seconds in front of Pav. So Pav losing a lot of time. Oh, that's right, Nicolaitis out of the softs, of course. That's why Nicolaitis is tearing through the pack like butter. Everyone else out on the hards, so he must be doing, what are they doing, 304s, 305s, 304s for Pav. Nicolaitis doing 301s, look. So cutting his way through the pack at the minute. IGTS Nicolaitis. I forget what tyres he had on at the start. Was it the mediums or did he go hards? He'll have the hards or mediums after this one. So maybe the other drivers will be able to close the gap back up on him. So Pav in 4th then. 3.7 back. Bernd Fry 5th still. Losing a bit more time to Pav. Dagley Ball 6th. Got a driver in the pits, I'm not sure who that is. MRC Buddy 7th, Margin 8th, oh it's Bobby in the pits. And Diablo also in the pits, so Diablo going for the racing softs. 18 minutes left of this race, whether those softs will last that long will be interesting. Bobby also gone for the softs. I'll see where that puts these boys come the end of the race. They are a minute or so down from race leaders. Most of these guys have got the softs to put on at the end of the race as well. So did you actually race Mad Marshall or not? Or did you forget and just, or you were at the back of the pack or something? Potter and Potts pulled half a second back on VQS Dawson. So Dawson's got just under a quarter of a tank. He's going to drop those hards and chuck the softs on, possibly last quarter of an hour of this race. May even see him coming at the end of this lap. Potter and Pot might also follow him in. So he's got 7.6 second deficit to VQS Dawson. Whether he can gain that in the pits. Both drivers will come out on the softs. Potter McPot is holding a little bit more fuel, so that would mean he spends less time in the pits, so it's going to be pretty close when they exit. Oh no, Mad Marshall, no, that's not good. So again, Potter McPot pulling more time back on VQS Dawson. Dawson does come in the pits now. Potter McPot around that final turn. Will he follow him in? Oh, no, he doesn't. He goes for another lap on the hards. IGTSH, does he manage to actually take that second place? VQS Dawson coming out of the pits. IGTS Nicolaides coming at full pelt down the start-finish straight. Looks like VQS Dawson has retained that second place, although he's got all sorts of pressure from Nicolaides now. Nicolaides is yet to pit though to take on his final set of tyres. And he does have to use all 3 sets. So Dawson out on those softs then. He's put in just under 3/4 of a tank. Let's see whether that lasts him. Nicolaides in third. They lost the gap between himself and Potter, 8.5 seconds. So let's see what happens when Potter comes in the pits. I would expect him in at the end of this lap. He's still put 303s in with the hards. It's not bad for hard tyres. A little bit slower this lap. Starting to just put a little bit of wear on those. Dawson then retains his second. Pulls a bit of time out over Nicolaides, 1.5 seconds over that third place. Again, Nicolaides yet to take his final set of tyres. PAV 46 also yet to take his final stop. Almost out of fuel, so let's hope PAV 46 gets round on this amount of fuel. It's a long old lap, like I say. Dangly Ball in 5th then. Again, yet to take his final set. Burnt Fry still out on those hards. So I expect to see him in any second. Not any second, but at the end of this lap. Philo up into 7th. Did well to keep that in a straight line. Again, he's out on the softs at the minute. He's going to take his final stint as well, I believe. I don't think he's taken 2 stops. Bobby in 8th. He's out on those soft tyres. So he's running to the end on those. Diablo, he's out on the end to on those as well. Yes, because he was doing 18 minutes on those. Marge is out on the hard, so he's lost a bit of time to Diablo now. Sitting in 10th place for Marge. Yes, out on those hard tyres. MRC Buddy out on the soft tyres now. Got a little bit of a penalty to drop. We'll see if that benefits him, whether he's able to fight his way back through the pack. He's got 13 minutes to do so. Right, back up with race leader Potter McPot. We come around this final turn. Does he want to think about chucking himself in the pits? He doesn't. He does another lap on those hard tyres. He's losing time to VQS Dawson. The gap down to 6.8 seconds. And I would expect VQS Dawson to close that gap up on this lap. Might start benefiting Potter at the end of the race though, when his tyres are a little bit fresher. He's got a bit more grip on them. Pull that any time back he's lost to VQS Dawson. PAV 46 comes in for his final stop then. Taking on board the fuel. Let's see what he comes out. So Dangly Balls comes through. Not quite. close enough to take that fourth position off of Pav, so Pav retains his fourth then at the minute. Let's keep our eye on this. 6 seconds between Potter and Dawson. Potter will have some really nice soft tyres at the end of this race, although he might have left it a lap too late. We'll see. VQS Dawson's tyres might drop off a cliff with all these 90-degree turns very, very quickly. Yes, he's already got a fair bit of wear on those. He's already done a lap. Nicolaitis, we'll see him at the end of this lap as well. Power 46 running to the end on those softs now then. Dangly ball, so he's yet to stop to take his final set of tyres. He should be in at the end of this lap as well. Philo up into 6th. Again, yet to take his final stop. I believe Bobby 7th running to the end on the soft tyres. 11 minutes remaining. Diablo also running to the end on the softs. Currently sitting in 8th position. Quite big gaps either side of him. 5 seconds in front of Bob. 7.5 back to MRC Buddy in 9th. So the soft tyres actually working for Buddy. He is starting to carve his way through the pack. He's got himself past Burnt Fry. Looks like Burnt Fry's just come in the pits for tyres as well though. Now Marge also been in, so he's taken on his, on the racing mediums for his final stint. Unfortunately, he's chasing 2 drivers in front with racing softs on, so we're going to struggle to close those gaps. It is only race 1 of the season, so plenty of races left to try and claim some points back. Now then, Potter McPott had his gap reduced by 2.5 seconds on this lap. He has run his fuel tank pretty much bare though. VQS Dawson got half a tank and a 2-lap old set of racing softs. Potter McPott got 10 minutes left on the clock then. He's in the pits this lap. VQS Dawson will retain the lead, will regain the lead. Where Potter McPott comes out. I would expect to see Nicolaitis in the pits now as well then for his final stop. Can Pav 46 regain that position? So Potter McPott released now then. Let's see what he's got to do when he gets up to race pace. He's got 9.5 minutes. He's got half a tank, a fresh set of racing softs. He's got 12 seconds to try and close up on VQS Dawson. That's a big ask in 9.5 minutes. The tyre wear starting to come in on VQS Dawson's car. It's all the work for Potter to do then. So Dawson first, Potter second, Nicolaitis back out the pits in 3rd. Pav 46 unable to close that gap upon him. But maybe be able to bring the fight to him at the end of this race. He's got a 5-second gap to Nicolaitis. TNR Philo, so still out on those softs, he's currently holding 5th. Bobby in 6th on the reasonably worn set of softs. He's got 8.5 minutes to try and hold on to that position. Dangly ball then out on the hards. He'll be running to the end on those. The slower tyre. Diablo on the really worn out set of racing softs. Might be able to close the gap up. Let's keep an eye on that. 1.7 currently between Dangly balls in 7th and Diablo in 8th. Let's see whether Diablo can close that gap back up. So Burnt Fry's got himself back past MRC Buddy. He can take 9th. And Marge is still running in 11th position. So 8.3 seconds back from Buddy. And again on the slower tyre versus Burnt Fry and Buddy in front. Right, let's go and see what the gap is now between Dawson and Potter. What do we think? Has it changed? I think Potter's gained half a second. Oh, Potter's gained a second. Down to 11 seconds, 11.1, 11.2. 7.5 minutes now remaining. Can Potter McPott do it? VQS Dawson has actually just smashed in a fastest lap of the race, a 2:59.495. Let's see what Potter McPott's got as he comes across this next time in line. sweeping right, comes across the timing line for, it's an outlap, so it's not chucking up sector times. But still at 11.4. So Nicolaitis holding on to that third position. Got a little bit of a penalty to drop. Pav 46, only 1.8 seconds back. We'll check on Dangly Ball and Diablo in a second, see whether Diablo's been able to close that gap up. So Philo 5th. Will we see him in the pits this lap? Down towards this final turn. He's staying out. Maybe he has done all his stops. 6 minutes left on the clock. So Bobby in 6th. Big gaps either side of Bob. He's got no one pressuring him at the minute. Just see Dangly Ball and Diablo in the background. Diablo has closed that gap, gained a second over Dangly Ball. The hard tyre versus the worn out soft. Still got a lot of grip though, the worn out soft compared to the hard. Maybe not that much, he says, as Diablo runs a little bit wide through turn 1. Not lost in too much time though. About a 10th of a second with that bit of grass tracking. Right, how's Potter getting on? Oh, he's pulled in 10.5 seconds the gap now. 5 minutes remaining. Pot putting in purple sectors. He's putting all the pressure on VQS Dawson. Again, I don't know whether he's got time to do it. 5 minutes remaining. He's got to try and claim 2 seconds a lap. And that's a tall order at this circuit. So Pav getting past IGTSH, then up into 3rd for Pav. So racing hard for IGTSH, unable to defend from the semi-worn softs of Pavs. Nicolaitis ought to try and stick with him. It'll be difficult, but the softs will wear off pretty quick. Might allow Nicolaitis to get that position back. Does sound nice for McLaren. So Philo still holding 5th. Looks like he's running into the absolute last second to drop himself in the pits. He's not going to get around for another lap. I hope he's worked his strategy out right here as well. He's got a couple of corners to go before he gets back to the pits. So hope he doesn't run out before he gets there. He'll lose a lot of positions if he's running slow down the back straight. Bobby's still in 6th. Again, nobody pressuring him. Dangly Balls kept 7th. Diablo has lost all sorts of time. Now 3.1 seconds back, so the soft's starting to wear out massively for Diablo. Struggling to control that BMW. He's going to have to be careful of Buddy behind. He's got a lot better set of softs on. 4.3 seconds the gap between those two. What's happened to Burn Fry? Burn Fry's got it wrong somewhere. Almost there as well. Currently sitting in 11th. Marge's got past him. He's out of the softs as well as Burn Fry. Lost a lot of time, 22 seconds. What if, did he run out of fuel? Did he not fuel up enough? Back up to the front. Pot pulled another half a second, but we've only got 2.5 minutes remaining, just over. Get 2 more laps. This one has more. Pot though. He's chopping a few more chunks out of VQS Dawson's time. Those soft tyres looking good on Potter's car. Got a lot of work to do. I don't think it's possible before the end of this race. Gap down to 9.5. 2 minutes remaining this lap and 1 more, possibly. this one. So Pav 46 then comfortably up into third, 2.8 seconds gap over Nicolaitis now on the hard tyre. So Philo's out, he's out on the hards, he's taken on absolutely no fuel, he's looking to do one lap. He's got to try and defend that position from Bob, although Bob's got absolutely no fuel on board, an absolutely beaten up set of softs, so it's going to be a good battle between these two. Dangly Ball still holding on to that 7th. Diablo's tyres just fell off a cliff. He's dropped all sorts of time to Dangly Ball in front. Buddy has closed that gap up, less than a second between these two. Buddy may gain another position here. He's coming onto one of the faster straights. He's in that slipstream range as well. He's carrying so much more speed. It's going to be easy for him, I think. Diablo trying to defend the inside line. I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. So Buddy sweeps through then to take 8th. Almost runs it off track. Doesn't allow Diablo to attack him back though. To compromise his line through there so he didn't smash into the back of Buddy. But his tyres causing all sorts of problems for Diablo at the minute. I don't think he's under any pressure from Marge. Too far back, 10.7 seconds. Oh, nearly losing the tail end of that Mercedes. And then Burnt Fried 20 seconds back. Right. Back up to the front. They have got across the line for another lap. Potter's got the gap down to 8.6. Again, it's going to be impossible without a mistake from VQS Dawson. I don't think Potter McPot stands a chance of taking this top spot. VQS Dawson has played a good race tonight. He's got his strategy right. He stopped out a little bit longer than Potter at the early stages. It just seemed to benefit him. So yes, timer ticks over. We are on to final lap. The drivers coming across the line. So Philo crosses the line to take 5th. Bobby takes 6th. Oh, Dawson does have a mistake and into the wall as well. 2 wheels, back wheel on the sand. He's spun it round and into the wall. He's picked up damage. He's going to be running slow. Potter McPot's going to take the win. Unless Potter has a mistake. VQS Dawson has thrown it away on the final lap. He was looking confident. Potter McPot has got an easy task now. He can't believe it. He can't believe it's been so easy. So VQS Dawson, unfortunately, stuck it in the wall. He saw his rear right just touch the sand. It was enough to unsettle the back end, and it just pointed him into the wall. So he's picked up front end damage, he's got front left wheel damage, he's got drivetrain damage. So Potter McPot sweeps through. He's got all sorts of a lead over VQS Dawson. So it's all now for Potter McPot to lose. He's just got to keep it in a straight line on the straight bits and keep it off the grass on the curvy bits and off the sand. Don't do a VQS Dawson. So he's got plenty of time back to Pav. He's got 30 seconds back to 3rd place. Pav's got it on the grass. IGTSH Nicolaitis is going to come through to take 4th. Still got half a lap for Pav to try and get that position back. They are on different tyre strategies. Oh, Pav's out of fuel. He's not going to make a lap. He is literally out of fuel. His car's going to stop now. He's coasting. He's got his throttle pressed. There's no fuel on board. Oh, it's all happening at the end of this race. Potter McPot then comes down this final straight. Takes the final right-hander. Little flash of the lights. Time 15 seconds over VQS Dawson, flashing the lights as he comes across the line. Great big handbrake across the line. He'll be happy with the win. It won't be how he wanted it, but he'll be happy with it nonetheless. He does take fastest lap of the race as well, sneaky 2:59.1 for Potter. VQS Dawson, he is just about going to hold on to this 2nd position even with that damage. That's still good points on the board. Unfortunate VQS Dawson, SneakyQS Dawson, sorry. IGTSH is going to hold 3rd. He'll be happy with that. Pav 46 with no fuel. Oh, what a shame, Pav. What a shame. Just got his strategy a little bit wrong. Maybe looking to do a bit of fuel saving and then unable to do. Trying to get past or defend from Nikolaitis. And yeah, he's just ran out of fuel. Damn shame, Pav. Yeah, he's still taking home 4th though, even though you're crawling. Yeah, I wondered what happened to you, Burnt Fry. I wondered. Go, Nico, go, go, go. Riberu, Riberu. Yeah. So, some upsets in the final few moments of that race. Potomac Pot taking the win. EQS Dawson, unfortunately, just sticking a wheel on the sand. Ah, oh, what a shame. Into the wall. I bet he can't believe it himself. I bet he can't believe it. So Potomac Pot takes the win. VQS Dawson comes home 2nd. Let's go and have a look at these results. So VQS comes home 2nd after a Pyrrho entered the wall. Nikolaitis comes home 3rd after Pav ran out of fuel. Pav does retain his 4th though, as Philo was the first guy to actually cross the line once the timer had finished. Philo also not having a bad race after colliding into the wall lap 1 halfway round, picking up a lot of damage. So coming home 5th in the end, even though he started 2nd lap in last place. Bobby 6th, Dagley Ball 7th. Again, just able to fend off Diablo due to the tyre wear on Diablo's car. And then Diablo ended up losing another position to Buddy, so Buddy coming home in 8th, Diablo ending up 9th, G-Marge 10th, and Burnt Fry just popping in to say he's a bit upset with himself. He put it in the wall. Well, at least he didn't Burnt Fry anyone, not that I saw anyway. So, you know, keep up that sort of tradition and you might lose that moniker. So Burnt Fry brings up the back of the pack. So that was race 1 from Next Gen Racing's Team versus Team GR3 event. We were live from Circuit de Sainte Croix A. Yes, a nice circuit. A lot of 90 degrees in that one, as you saw. A sneaky US. You like that? It's because he snuck into a couple of leagues. Whether you were here at the start and heard that, I don't know. Yeah, that was round 1. Some good racing in that one, even without the upsets at the end. It was some good battling going on between these boys. Let's see what's happening in the chat. VQS Dawson calling out MRC Bobby. They must have had a bit of a banterous pre-race chat. Yeah, it was a good race, Potomac Pot. I didn't see any damage. I mean, I don't know what happened to Philo in lap 1, whether there was any contact there. Not too sure. I'm sure we'll find out. But yeah, unfortunate for VQS Dawson, unfortunate for Pav, both drivers having an issue at the end of the race, causing them to lose positions. So yeah, a bit of a shame. But yeah, that was round 1. What's going on in the chat? Good race or gutted I couldn't make tonight. Yeah, you supposed to be in this lobby, are you? At least you get to see what you're up against. So IGTSH coming home in 3rd position in race 1. They'll be happy with that. The Hungarian boys showing up in the lobby as well, in the chat as well. Thank you, lads. Appreciated. Hope you've given it a like. You better give it a like. Come over to Hungary and do stuff. That's what I'll do. So, what's coming up? Saturday night, team versus team, 9 o'clock. That's the P1 boys versus Tamas Racing. Not too sure where they're from. I believe they might be Hungarian or Bulgarian or something like that. But yes, Tamas Racing versus P1. GR2s, I believe. Was it? No. That's not. That's not. Don't listen to me. Talking out mine. Yep. And then we're back Sunday night for P1 boys again with the Reg GT N300 90s classics. So that's all the Subaru Imprezas, WRXs, Evos, 180SXs, blah blah blah. Yeah, fair ladies, yeah, all sorts of M3s, all sorts of lovely old 90s classics in that. So that's 9 o'clock Sunday night. 2 races for you guys there, and then we're back Monday night for round 2 of the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup, hosted by Next Gen. And then Wednesday for round 2 of this. Come and check them out. 8:30 for this next week, 8:30 for the minis, 9 PM for the P1 boys on Saturday night, and 9 PM for the P1 boys on Sunday night. Come and check them out. Hope you'd like what you watched. I'm pretty much going to end the stream now. Congrats Potter, Sneaky West and Nico. Yes, yeah, top 3. Good racing. Yes, I hope you've liked what you watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.